What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another exciting episode of That's Random Podcast. I am your host, that guy, the one and only Nerdy G. If this is your first time here, welcome. This is a podcast where we take a little time to explore the extraordinary and ordinary. No day is different. We always do what we do here. And if you're returning, thank you for keep coming back for this wonderful content. The best way to support, like, subscribe, share. That's the first steps, right? Okay, the second step is going to go slide on over there, get you some of that nerdy merch. It's wonderful, it's beautiful, it's great, it's awesome. It's all the things that you need and much, much, much more at an affordable price, because I'm not trying to break the bank on you guys, but help us out, support, and watch more of these shows continue to come out. We're talking Brunch Chicks. We're talking the Red Cup episodes. We're talking Snack Time with Nerdy. And if you slide on over there to Patreon, those story times with Nerdy, they worth it. I promise you. Unhold bar, real life stories. Got to rip the Band-Aid off, and I'm telling the most incredible, unbelievable, I can't make this crap up stories from my life. So, without further ado, let's do what we do and get in to what we came here to do. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, today, it's a verse. It's my verses. It's my verses episode. One of my verses episodes. I like to do these. The big one is homes versus apartments. Homes versus apartments. I said it twice. I want you to feel this. Some of you aren't going to be happy. But this is not to make you happy. This is not to make you sad. This is to make you to realize, what kind of person are you? Are you a home person or are you an apartment person? I'm going to go through some of the ups and downs that you get between both of these things, because they're, they have their pros and their cons depending on your lifestyle. So understand, guys, all of this depends on your lifestyle. That's what it really comes down to, and it boils down to, what do you want out of your lifestyle? Ask yourself, do you have time to cut the yard? Do you have time to pay somebody to cut the yard? Do you want to live somewhere close to where there's entertainment? Are you okay with your rent going up every year? Are you okay with your neighbors changing every so often, 6 months, 7 months, whatever the hell the lease is? Are you okay with having nosy neighbors knocking on the door, parking in front of your home, parking in front of the mailboxes, or just peeking out their windows, looking over your shoulder while you're outside trying to barbecue in the backyard, and then she gets upset because you got an 8-foot fence, and now she mad because she can't watch that sweat drip down the back of your fat back, big back, backery. Yeah, I don't know. Like I say, it's all up to you and what your lifestyle is. And what do you want out of life? I mean, maybe when you're younger, you want an apartment. Maybe when you're older, you want a home. But maybe it's vice versa. Maybe you want to start off with a home and then go to an apartment. Condos and apartments, I'm putting them in the same bucket, just so y'all be like, well, you didn't talk about the condos. Fuck the condos. The condos ain't nothing but a fancy-ass apartment, okay? Okay? Costs a little bit more. It's a fancy-ass fucking apartment, okay? Still an apartment. Apartment is apartment, regardless. Same shit. Same pros and cons. At a condo, you get at an apartment. We're not talking luxury. We're just calling it what it is. So don't do that shit. Anywho, show. Let's talk about this. We'll kind of ping pong back and forth, because that's the best way I like to do this thing, because my brain goes here, then it goes there, and then you get it. So, taxes. With the home, you have to pay taxes. Depending on the area that you stay in, them shits may be high. Depending on the area you live in, them hoes may be reasonable. Depending on the area you live in, they may be lower than some. But then what quality of area are you living in? Keep that in mind, right? With the apartment, there's no taxes. It's deposits one time. It is possibly first and last month's rent, which could feel like tax, but I mean, technically, you give them the first month, you don't have to worry about paying the last month. You're good, I guess. It's up to you. You know what I'm saying? You know, mortgages, you can get a 30 fixed, you can get a 30 flex, which adjustable rate, adjustable arm, like that, they call it an arm, adjustable. Don't ever do that shit. That shit is ridiculous. Ridiculous. Fixed rate, 30 years. Do what you gotta do. And make sure the house is what you want. Don't go out there and buy some houses. Well, it's a starter house. Like, yeah, no. If you're gonna do it right. Anywho, so yeah. Then insurance. Everybody got insurance, right? So you got insurance on the home. You got homeowners insurance, and then there's renter insurance. Renter's insurance, I think the last time it was for me, I think it was like $37. Way cheaper than damn homeowners insurance. Because, homeowners insurance is a little different. It's there just in case. But I'm going to be honest with you. The first 8 years you have your home, nothing's going to break. Okay? Nothing's going to break. It's about around that 8-year mark where the damn dishwasher want to act up. Refrigerator wants to start to cut out on you. And then it's like one thing right after the next. So when you look at how much you've been spending on that insurance, and you go, okay, now is it worth it? They're still going to make you pay a deposit. Okay, they're still going to make you pay a deductible. My bad, not a deposit, a deductible. The other D word. Deductible, deposit. Same thing. So what they do is, okay, oh, you want us to come out to check out your dishwasher? Okay, here you go. Pay the deductible. The deductible's $100. I've been paying you bitches for the past 7 years. The deductible's been paid. No, but they're going to pay it. You paid $100. They come out. They look. Hey, this is what's wrong with it. I got a couple options for you, all right? This is what the insurance will pay for, and it's nothing for you out of the pocket except your deductible. If you want to go and get some more fancy crap, this is how it works. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, cool. Could be a headache. Could be a pain. You got to wait. You got to take off work. You got to take, miss more like 4 hours, depending on if you're working from home. You just wait till they ass show up, and then they talk your ear off, blah, 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 blah. You want to deal with that? Cool. Got it. On the apartment side, hey, Miss Louise, my fucked up. I need you down here. Can you get that taken care of? Yeah, put the work order in. Not a problem. Oh, okay. Don't call you next time. Just put it in online on the work order. Okay, not a problem. Click. Go to work. Go wherever the hell you're going. They got keys to get into your place. Go in. Fix whatever needs to be fixed. There's no extra money out of your pocket. And they leave. When they get there, that's, of course it's going to be during business hours, 8 to 5. But, it's on their time when they decide to get there. And then depending on how good the maintenance crew is and if they really know what they're doing. And, sometimes you're just at their mercy. You can, hey, this is my second request. This is my fourth request. I don't understand what's going on. Why? Cool. It's that. Insurance. Shit floods in the apartment. They're going to do what they do. You really not out of pocket, but the insurance is just to cover your stuff. So if some of your stuff gets damaged, and if there's a water leak because Miss Ethel and them upstairs, they left the faucet on, or they had a pipe bust or whatever, and water's coming down into your apartment, that $37 that you've been paying for that insurance is going to pay for whatever you got damaged. Depreciated though, of course, not full. And those processes sometimes could take a while. Could be real fast, could be real short, just depending on who you went with. If that's for you, that's for you. If it's not, then hey, cool. Let's keep it pushing. An apartment, you ain't gotta worry about no yard work. They hire people for that. That's already rolled into your rent, whether you know it or not. But you ain't gotta worry about that. Get up and you go. You want to put a couple of plants out on your patio, on your balcony, you got to check first because you might can't do that. So if you're a greenery person and you like greenery, you might want to check with the apartment complex first to see if you can do that. If not, then hey, you go find an apartment that you may like that will allow you to do those things. But everything else, architect, the whole landscaping thing or whatever the case may be, the way that they make their little bush balls or whatever the hell you want to call them, they got that. They pay for it. You ain't got to do nothing. On the other hand, at home, you get a house. It's either you or you paying somebody to do it. And look at your time. Do you have kids? Do you have a girlfriend, wife, partner, spouse? All of those words. Are you going to be teaching your kids how to have a green thumb? There you go, have a green thumb. Are you going to teach your kids how to have a green thumb? Are you going to get them down there in the dirt? And if you are, how long is that going to take? Do you have the patience to sit there and show them how to cut the yard and how to clip the little trees and make sure that the flower bed is growing? And then if you need, it's a lot. I'm not going to lie to you. It's a lot. Okay. It's a lot. I pay Jose. Okay. I pay Jose. Okay. Not lying to you. I pay Jose. It's easier sometimes because sometimes he'd be like, it's going to go up. What you want me to do? I got it is what it is. Okay, cool. Not a problem. Makes sense. Here we go. Like I say, depends on your lifestyle. This is the things that you have to weigh. Not everybody needs a home. Not everybody needs an apartment. But depending on what it is that you want, right? Stand outside. In an apartment, you ain't got to worry about fences. You ain't got to worry about gates. The apartment's going to have the gates for you. And then they might have some parking, right? Because I'm going to stay outside. Yeah, staying outside. They might got some parking. You might have to pay for it. If you want your, little carport, I'm going to call it a carport. And then even if you do want a garage, you probably have to pay a little bit extra for that. So on top of what you're already paying on your ever increasing rent, you might got to throw another $75 to $120 for either a garage or a carport, And then, like I say, at least with a home, you have a garage. Maybe it's 2 cars, maybe it's 3 cars. You have a driveway. Maybe you can scooch a couple cars back there. Hopefully it's in the back, not in the front nor the side. That's another thing, picking out a home. You got to make sure that do you want your driveway in the back where people can't know if you're at home and you can park your car in the garage. They don't know you're there because if you get it on the side, they can see you come in from the side. People got nosy ass neighbors. So, or never on the front. It's just, I don't know. I don't know, why would you put a damn garage on the front of a home? It just doesn't make sense to me. But hey, you architects out there, you did it. And it's a trend for somebody and somebody likes it. Not for me. But keep it pushing. Right. So how, once again, while we're outside, just think about it, right? You're paying more, you're possibly paying more, or you're trying to race to get home early so that you can have a decent parking spot, or you're paying for your parking spot or your garage. At your home, it's already there, right? You don't have to worry about the fences and stuff. Now, at a home, when it comes to a fence, depending on how much quality you use, depending on what your pockets allow you to do. You can take some time and you can spend about 10 to 10 good 10 to 14 grand to get a good fence, right? I know, a lot, right? 10 to 14 grand. You pay that up front because the fence, once they build your house, the fence that they set you up with is some bullshit, right? Some dog ears, some raggedy shit. That shit's gonna last for probably a good 7 years, and then you're gonna have to change it, right? You're gonna drop to 10 to 14 before all of the shit in the house starts to break. And then once the stuff in the house starts to break, you're like, I'm still paying off this damn fence. And then now I got the refrigerators on the fritz, the damn stove don't want to work, and the goddamn dishwasher's all possessed, and the goddamn handle then broke off. I don't know what to do. Shit like that. We keep it pushing, right? Then you go, damn, that's crazy. Like, right. It's to each his own. You know what I'm saying? Apartment, home. The money part of it. What does your pocket say? What is your pockets comfortable with? How do you want to walk into your home? Because even if we stay on the outside, right? In an apartment complex, depending on if you got a luxury one, they might already have cameras, so you don't have to worry about that. Or if you just want more, security for yourself, you buy a little Ring doorbell. You pop that bad boy on the front of your door, out, and there you go. This is one camera. If you're kind of like myself, got about 7 around the house. You know what I'm saying? And they'll get a little expensive. So now your alarm company, your cameras, your Ring doorbell, you just spent a little bit more money. But if it's okay and it's for the comfort and the safety of something that you own, and you want to make sure that your shit is tight like Fort Knox, then you're good. You're good. You can't put a price on safety and comfort. You can't. Security, you can't put a price on that. But don't worry. Ring did, Blink did, and all of those other security companies, they put a price on it, right? Depending on who you with, today is running you about either $34.99 a month, or somewhere between $59.99. I think that's like a video game, okay? But if you okay with paying that price every month for safety and convenience and a peace of mind, go right ahead. Or, you can have it in an apartment, but what is that gonna do? Here we go. Neighbors. Let's talk about neighbors, because this is the part that gets real tricky for me, right? Because being in a home, you know your neighbors, and when I say you know your neighbors, it's more like a head nod. Hey. And they keep on pushing. In some neighborhoods, it's a little different. People get together, they eat barbecue, and oh, hey, you know little tidbit things about each other. Little things about each other. Not a lot. You know what I'm saying? You might get invited to come over to watch the football game in the garage that's in the back, and that's about it, right? Now, in an apartment complex, and at home, though, when you got a home, those people don't really change that much, because they like, yo, this is my house. I'm not moving no more, because that moving piece is a bitch. Nobody really likes to move. I don't know nobody who really likes to move. So with that being said, here we are. There we go. Back to the apartments, because when you go to the apartments, right, people come and go all the time. You might have a little baddie that stayed next door, but some older gentleman came and swooped her up and said, hey, you don't live here anymore. So now you thought you had a baddie that lived next door. Now you got some you get a character. I'm gonna say that. You get a character that shows up, and now you don't know what you're getting. So every 6 months, 6 to 7 months, or however the leases go, you get somebody totally different. And that's just, if you're okay with that, if you don't have social anxiety, then that's fine. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be awkward or anything like that. So it makes sense. It makes sense for you to be okay. You know what I'm saying? And you probably just only know the people that's on your floor. You don't know the people that's above you, because if you stay on the second floor, then there's people above you, and then there's people below you, and then people below you might think that you got heavy feet, and the way that you're going to get introduced to them is by them taking a broom and boom, 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 boom. Stop that shit. Get quiet. Okay, cool. And then you might have to do the same thing, because if you stay in a place where there's another floor above you and those people get loud, you got to do the same thing. Boom, 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 boom. And then it can make not for the greatest neighborly experience, because you really don't know them, but you might hear, right? And then too, another thing that you got to think about as well, because how the apartments are made, some of them have thin walls. And if they have thin walls and you're back to back with another apartment, you possibly may hear somebody getting their cheeks clapped, or you might hear somebody crying all night, or you might hear something that you'll be trauma bonding with somebody later on in life about, or talking to a therapist, one of the two. And it's just kind of like, what's your lifestyle? Once again, I go back to what's your lifestyle and what do you like? Location, you know what I mean? Most homes are in rural areas, kind of away from the city. You got to drive out a ways to go and party and have a good time. People like, oh, let's drive into the city tonight. And I thought that was like an East Coast thing. No, that's just the everywhere thing. I know, like here in Texas, it's like, yeah, you're 15 minutes away from downtown. And I'm like, no, the fuck I'm not. I know what that drive is. I'm not 15 minutes away from downtown. So now, if I want to go out and I want to have a good time, it's like, yeah, you got to drive into town. And I'm like, wow, I do have to drive into downtown. And that takes me probably about 20 to 25 minutes, depending on traffic. And if traffic is booming and everybody had the same ideal that I had, that 20, 25 minutes can take 30 to 40 minutes. And yeah, but if you live in an apartment, you can live in downtown. You can get some apartments that are close to downtown, close to the areas where you like to party and partake at. You know what I'm saying? You can't pick your house up and move it there now unless you're on that mobile home type ish. No judgment here. Okay? No judgment here. If you want to get it up and just I think that's very fine. I think that's fine. I think that's accurate. I think that's suitable for a person like you, or whomever likes to do that. Not for nerdy. I like my house to stay solid foundation. You know what I mean? And that's that. Another thing you don't have to worry about, I'm bouncing back and all over the floor. The roof. You don't have to worry about the roof. Okay? When you live in an apartment, you don't worry about the roof. Right? Nobody cares about the roof. At a house, you got to worry about that roof, because tornadoes and excessive wind gust, they like to take they like to take your roof, and they like to just they want to give it a go and see how strong and how sturdy it is. And sometimes you got to get those things replaced, and just depending on how big your house is, that's another 10 grand that you got to go. And normally they last anywhere between 12 to 15 years, or whatever the case may be, somewhere around there. Somebody can tell me if I'm wrong. Put it in the comments. It's fine. I don't care. Hey, tell me when I'm wrong. When I'm wrong, I can admit it. I'm wrong. This house versus apartment thing, but yeah, it is. It's all up on you, man. It still gets nasty. You know what I'm saying? When I say get nasty, I mean it's like a life choice, right? In some apartments, you might have like restrictions, but if you live in an HOA, you got restrictions any damn way, but you're paying those fuckers. And in the apartments, you're actually paying them too. So it's a lot. It's a lot of back and forth. It's a lot of, oh my God. But, they say, hey, we're restricting you to this, but we'll give you, in the apartments, we'll give you a clubhouse. We'll give you a pool. You don't have to worry about cleaning it. We'll take care of that for you. We'll give you a state-of-the-art gym. You can go in there, you can work out, you can be a sexy person, and what we want in this apartment building is sexy people. And that's going to be a little weird. You're going to look at the person and you're going to be like, okay, well, I'm sexy, I want to be here. Thanks for the compliment. And then Yeah, but all that shit's wrapped in one, and you probably end up living downtown, 800 square feet, $2,300 a month, while I'm on the outskirts in a nice suburban area, 3 bedrooms, 2,600 square foot home, and paying probably about $2,000 a month. And you're in that 1 bedroom with 800, but that's the sexy people building. Listen, I did enough. Take it how y'all want to take it. I am going to, slide over to the music selection. Then I'm going to come back for the closeout. And then we'll rock that way, okay? It's just like simple. YouTube, y'all already know what's going on. So, hey. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is the closeout. Listen, I'm giving it to you straight, just like this. Apartment, homes, it's up to you. Evaluate your own life. It doesn't take that long. It doesn't. You know what you like. You know what you don't like. You know what kind of lifestyle you're into right now, and it's all it takes. You know what I'm saying? If you buy a house, if you feel like it's too much for you, sell that bad boy. Go get your car. Go get your nice little fancy car. Go get your nice little apartment and ride and rock out. You're tired of the apartment life because you done walked into somebody's apartment one too many times. You know what I'm saying? Or them drunken nights didn't end the way that you thought they was gonna end. Listen, it's okay. It's cool. You can make the choice. You don't have to rush. Try both. See what you like. Make sure it's under your own accord. Like, don't get a house under somebody else's rules, because that shit ain't fly. Get an apartment under your own rules, because if you get it under somebody else, that shit ain't fly. Experience both. Then make your conscious decision based off of how you want your life to go and what it is that you want. Notice I didn't mention anything about kids and spouses or anything like that. I'm talking about you alone, right? Because when you add the kids and the spouses and all that crap, when you add all of that other stuff in, then life just grab you some aspirin to get for your headache that you're gonna have. That's what I basically can tell you. But listen, not going to hold you guys any more longer, but thank you for tuning in. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being here. Oh, That's Random Podcast, the podcast where we take a little time to explore the extraordinary and ordinary. I am and forever will always be your guy, that guy, the one and only Nerdy G. And until next time, I'm out.